Hi everybody, this is James and you're watching my channel, Cadroll Hunter. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to do something new today for the channel. This is going to be the first episode in my new Spotlight series. And the Spotlight series is going to shine a light on something new to my collection that I may have just acquired, that I might not know much about, or something that I have in my collection that we can look at a little more closely together. In our first episode today, we're going to look at something I just acquired. I haven't even opened it up yet. It is a 1934 United States Federal Reserve $20 replacement star note. So I'm very excited to get into this today. We're going to look at this together a little more closely. We'll see what it's all about. All right, so we got the package here. We really want to get into this fairly carefully because there's a paper note in here. And so I'm going to use the scissors here just to try to get into, I think, the edge of this package and see if we can very carefully maybe score this tape. Okay, wow. Let's get all of this out of the way. So, okay, well, we're going to get a closer look at this in just a minute. So we got it out of the package, and that is awesome. All right, and here's our first look at that bill. That looks really fantastic. It's obviously circulated. You can see some creases on here, which we could expect for a bill this old. I'll just flip it over, get a look at the other side, but it's in pretty decent shape. This actually looks fantastic. I actually saw this very bill featured on a video on CoinHELPu, the YouTube channel run by Daniel, who is also the proprietor of the Portsmouth Coin and Currency Company. I've got their website up here. It's portsmouthcoinshop.com. So he featured this bill, and I wanted to get it, and so I ordered it, and it's here. And so he may have actually given a shout out to this particular video. So if you've come here from CoinHELPu, thank you so much. Please subscribe to my channel and give it a like to the video. That's fantastic. We hope to see you again here soon. We are looking at lots of things that are coin and currency related. In any case, thank you so much to Daniel and the Portsmouth Coin and Currency Company for sending this bill in great packaging. Everything got here great. And we're going to take a closer look at this bill right now, see what we can learn about it. All right, well, we're getting our first look at this note, and there's a few things that we can look at. First of all, we can see here that this is the 1934 C series, and it features the green seal over the 20 on the face of the bill. There's the serial number, and there's a couple interesting things. So first of all, it's a star note. So the Federal Reserve was replacing a note that was either damaged or somehow wasn't produced properly. But we can see a bit of an error on this one right with the serial number. That 9 is actually slightly raised. It's not raised on the other side. Now, that's a very common printing issue with serial numbers on bills, but it makes it a little bit more collectible and a little bit more interesting. We can see that this is marked with the D, Federal Reserve Bank of Cleveland, Ohio. We can also see the two signatures on this bill. It's signed, of course, by the Treasurer of the United States, in this case, William Alexander Julian, and the Secretary of the Treasury, in this case, John Wesley Snyder. This information can actually be really helpful to help us understand when was this bill printed. It's the 1934 C series, but we know it wasn't printed in 1934. It was printed sometime after that. The 1934 series was actually printed for many years, but the date on these bills doesn't change, and that's pretty common in paper currency. And so what's helpful to do is to look and see when were these two people in office together, and that can help narrow it down. And you can see here that John Wesley Snyder was in office from June 25th, 1946 to January 20th, 1953. William Alexander Julian was in office from June of 33 to May of 49. So we know that the time when these two were in office together narrows it down between June of 46 and May of 49. So we know roughly how old the bill is. So now let's take a look at the other side of the bill. And of course, we have the White House here, and this is a very familiar look. Obviously, this bill is circulated. I can see a fold mark, but for a bill that is 75 years old, this is still in pretty decent shape. Those corners look pretty good. They're not 100% crisp, of course, but this bill is still in relatively decent shape. I'm going to look and see if I can find a grade that we can attribute to this. And in order to get a good grade on this, we're going to just take a closer look and see what we can see in terms of wear and creases and the corners and those sorts of things. And then we'll have a better sense of where we think this should sit. All right, so taking a closer look at this top left corner, you can see a crease where somebody has folded this bill diagonally across the corner there. But the top corner looks pretty good, not totally crisp. It's a little bit of maybe ink transfer or soiling on the bill. You can see a crease in the middle. No huge issues. A little bit of a fold in the top right-hand corner and a bit of fraying, but not bad at all. The edges are actually pretty crisp. And we can see some soiling on here. A little bit of rounding on that bottom right-hand corner, but not terrible for sure. No tears, no holes. Nothing significant in here. No significant wear. Bottom left corner looks pretty good. And then just back up again to the top here. And yeah, this bill looks in pretty decent shape. Probably this one crease on the corner is probably the most significant. But all in all, this bill is in remarkable shape for being 75 or so years old. And so yeah, I'm going to take a look and see based on what we can see here, try to attribute a grade to it, and I'll be right back with my best guess. All right, well, here's another look at the bill, and from a little bit further away, front and back. And I've consulted the Littleton Coin online guide to grading. They've got some pictures, they've got some descriptions, and I think where I agree with this is as I think a VF, a very fine grade. So they've got an example on here of very fine. I think it's very close to this one here. Basically what it says is, still an attractive note, but with more pronounced wear from handling, though some crispness remains. May have several vertical and horizontal folds, as well as slight dirt or smudging visible. No tears on the edges, though the corners aren't as sharp as uncirculated. And I think that describes this bill really well. If I read the description for fine, it says there may be slight tears, and we don't have any here. Extra fine says the paper is clean and bright with original sheen, and I don't think we're quite there with this either. So I think a VF grade is exactly what this is, and I can say that I think I got a pretty good deal based on what I paid for this and what these might go for in VF. So that will conclude our first ever Spotlight episode here on Cadroll Hunter. I really thank you for joining. Of course, if you're in the market for any coins, go check out portsmouthcoinshop.com. And I've got a link down in the description to that site, as well as to CoinHELPu, the YouTube channel that is full of lots of great information about buying and selling and acquiring and understanding the world of coins and currency. Thank you so much for stopping in. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please like the video if you enjoyed what you saw, and hit the notification icon to see what I've got coming out next. Thank you so much for stopping in. Have a great day.